Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. We have an absolute blockbuster draw preview and prediction video to get through for the ATP Qatar Open, and I cannot wait to get into this one. Carlos Alcaraz, Novak Djokovic, Daniel Medvedev, Alex de Minaur, just some of the names that are present in this tournament. An ATP 500 that's been upgraded from an ATP 250. Last year's champion was Karen Khachanov. As always, we're going to go through every single match, and then ultimately I will give you guys my champion. Before we do get into it, remember to that like button, do subscribe if you're new, and do leave a rating or review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Shout out to our members on YouTube. You guys are legends for contributing, getting involved as always. And also shout out to all of you. If you're interacting with the community and the media in some capacity, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot. We look at all your comments and comment hopefully on all of them, and at least acknowledge them. And on top of that, you know what? You guys make this channel what it is. Okay, so Carlos Alcaraz is the number one seed. He plays Marin Cilic. Now, Cilic, of course, we know is past his best, but he's still pretty dangerous, especially on a hard court. But for Alcaraz, he'll be very confident given that he has played some really good tennis recently, beating Alex de Minaur in the Rotterdam final, his first indoor tournament win, and then, of course, the quarterfinals at the Australian Open when he lost to an inspired Novak Djokovic. I think it will be a win for Alex de Minaur. I'd be very surprised if it's not. And sorry, a win for Carlos Alcaraz, sorry, even. And Carlos Alcaraz to get the win over Marin Cilic for me. Zhang Zhizhen versus Luca Nardi, who's a qualifier. I'm quite impressed with Zhang, even. I think he's a very solid player, very solid all-round player. I'm just thinking whether Luca Nardi has enough, and I don't think he will, so I'll go with Zhang. Marijan versus Aziz Dugas, wild card. I actually saw him at Wimbledon qualifying, lefty, if I'm not mistaken. Very wily, very tricky to play against. Marijan is, I mean, like, he's a real talent. He really is. He reminds me a little bit of, I don't know, actually, I mean, maybe a little bit of someone like Robin Soderling, but he's got a bit of a different game, Marijan. He's got more touch and feel, more flair. He's got a great drop shot, for example. I'll go for Marijan to get through that. Then Lehechka plays Dimitrov. Great matchup. Honestly, blockbuster matchup. Dimitrov has had some issues physically recently, has had to retire, of course, from the Australian Open during a match. He did do something similar at Wimbledon last year, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Lehechka on this one. I'm just not convinced. I know he's had some time to recover, but yeah, Dimitrov. Then we have Novak Djokovic versus Matteo Berrettini. The head-to-head there is 4-0. I will be releasing a separate match preview and prediction video on this one because I think it's an interesting one. But long story short, I think Novak Djokovic will come out on top and beat Matteo Berrettini. Jan-Lennard Struff versus Talon Griekspoor. Talon Griekspoor has just had a decent tournament in Rotterdam, home crowd. Struff is very dangerous, we know. I think I'm going to go with Griekspoor, though. Hadi Habib has a wild card versus Christopher O'Connell qualifier. I'll go with O'Connell. And then a tough first round for number 8 seed Jack Draper, who plays Alexei Popyrin. I'll go with Draper to get through that. Tsitsipas also has a very tough matchup with Marseille finalist Hamad Madejevic. This could easily be a first round upset banana skin for Steph, who has not had a good start to the season. But I'm actually going to go with him to start turning around his fortunes and beat the unseeded Medvedev. Quinton Hallis to play Felix Auger-Aliassime. Felix for me there. Zizou Bugs versus Roberto Batista. I'm actually going to go Zizou Bugs. Khachanov and Medvedev. Now, this is a tough first round for Medvedev, but I'll pick Medvedev. Got a bit of faith he'll get through that. Then also a tough match for fellow compatriot Andrei Rublev, who plays Alexander Bublik, which is a tough first round. We'll go with Rublev, though. And Humbert and Bourges. Humbert's just won a title in Marseille, so how will he feel, I guess, playing Have a long plane ride and then rest and then back at it again. Go with him to get through the first round, and then Botic van der Zandschulp qualify versus Abdullah Shelbey. Will go van der Zandschulp. Safiullin versus Alex Dimano. Go Alex Dimano. Okay, round of 16. Alcaraz versus Zhang Zhezhen. We'll go with Carlos Alcaraz. Fabio Marjan versus Dimitrov. Hold on, didn't I pick Lehechka instead? What's happened there? That was a mistake. Yeah, I was supposed to pick Lehechka, sorry. Yeah, go with Lehechka over Marjan. Djokovic over Greek Sport. Draper over O'Connell. Felix Auger-Aliassime, Steph. If it was indoors, definitely Felix, but as outdoors, I'll go Steph. Or I missed someone. Zizou Bugs and Daniel Medvedev. Daniel Medvedev for me. Umber Rublev. Or Rublev. Botic van der Zandschulp versus Alex de Minaur. We'll go with Alex de Minaur. Round of 16. Carlos Alcaraz and Yuri Lehechka. Carlos. Djokovic Draper. Ooh, I'm interested to see if that happens. That'll be a great matchup. Draper took a set of off Djokovic at Wimbledon a couple of years back. We'll come back to that. Steph and Daniel Medvedev. I mean, what a matchup. And this could potentially light the fire under Medvedev that he's been lacking, give him some juices in terms of, just. I think I'm going to go with. We'll come back to that. Rublev, Dimano, Draper, Djokovic. Who got to go with Djokovic there? Steph and Medvedev. I think we have to go with Medvedev. Both are in terrible form, though, by the way. Semifinals of Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic, a repeat of the quarterfinals of Australian Open. And then Daniel Medvedev, Alex de Minaur. I'm going to go with Carlos to get the win here at this tournament. I'm going to go with Carlos to win the Qatar Open and capitalize on the form that he's had since coming through Rotterdam. Thank you very much, guys. Stay safe and well. We'll see you in the next video.